We're in conversation with N. Raja, or Raja-san, as he is well known and popularly known as. Raja-san has been the head of the Toyota business in India for a long time, but right now he's wearing another hat, and that of Lexus. As chairman of Lexus India for the last 6 months, Raja-san, how's the journey been so far?
Short, sweet, and it's going good, Hormazd. It's always great to interact with you. As you had said, it's been 6 months, but 6 months in the premium car segment has taught me a lot of things which is different to what I've been doing in Toyota.
But is it a very granular approach you need to take, quite different from, let's say, the big scale that you operate with in Toyota, a very nuanced approach, learning what the customer wants more? Is that really one of the challenges and one of the ways you need to focus? And just the fact that the scale is so small.
The scale is small, but it is like what we talk in Best in Town, one by one. So it's really here in Lexus where it is looking after one by one our customers. Each one, the learning of the customers is a lot in detail and providing solutions to them, and every experience or touch points for them is different totally from what happens in our Toyota segment. The Lexus division, or the Lexus, what has taught me is how do we go better than what the customer expects and provide really fantastic customer experiences.
And you know, you're spanning both brands, Toyota and Lexus. How's the learning been, and are there any synergies which can even flow backwards?
Really good customers. I'm learning both ways. How do I move the good learnings from Toyota, and how do they get good learnings from Lexus get into Toyota? It's been real good learning. For example, let me give you examples how we look at the Lexus customer experience, which is the best thing what we are doing. Our prime purpose in the first 3 years is increasing the brand awareness and providing exemplary customer service. Like each and individual customer is studied what is good for him and what give a surprise element. Now I'm trying to get that implemented. It's a reverse cycle over there. Maybe I'll start it with the Fortuner customer, move it to the Innova customer, and move it down.
So the sense I get is with both Toyota and Lexus, and now specifically Lexus, even when Mr. Venugopal said this, it is really the focus is on the overall ownership experience. That is the hook. I think that's what has made Innova what it is, despite it being so premium priced. Do you expect that same it to follow suit? But it might take some while because you know, can't be done overnight.
Surely, Hormazd. We are looking at slow growth. We are not rushing into the game. If you have seen our approach over the last 1 year, we have been very particular in getting our experiences build up with the customers. So we are been doing that way, and our approach will continue in that line. Two of the strong things which I see is the customer experience, and second is in the premier segment, how do I get into hybrid leadership and show technology. Our aim is to provide great technology with good products in the Lexus brand.
And you know, again, focusing on hybrids, obviously that's a strategy overall for the Toyota group, including Lexus. Is that something that you're going to pursue with and really push even more, even though there are no SOPs on hybrids right now?
See, irrespective of the SOPs, we are requesting government, we are trying to explain and do everything. But irrespective of SOPs, our strategy continues to revolve around hybrids, and our focus in Lexus also remains the same way. Like in a year, we launched 3 models, we have added 2 models, and with the new year celebration, we have launched the NX hybrid. So hybrid becomes a basic foundation for us in Lexus brand. Also, we'll continue that.
Is this a short-term thing or a medium-term thing? Because I think eventually even Toyota is going to be looking at full electric. But do you think this is really the stepping stone?
It's clearly, as we have been talking, the way forward on future technology and electric vehicles revolves around hybrid. As you are aware, today with the current challenges on the fuel import bill, the environment issues, and the infrastructure that needs to be challenged, one clear solution that sits in very comfortably is our hybrid, which can continue the journey for some time, because the electric mode operations, when it comes into full electric vehicles, would be a transition. So that way we see a lot of success. And believe me, Lexus has been so successful in hybrids. 1 million hybrids already from Lexus shows the acceptance globally on hybrids.
Raja-san, you know, to be quite honest, the sense one gets with Lexus is that Toyota has been very circumspect, very cautious, has not come with all guns blazing with this brand. There was a lot of delay, it was on, off, then it finally came, and even now that you've come, it's only CBUs. One gets the sense there's not that absolute commitment, yes, we want to come with a big bang with Lexus. Is this a deliberate approach, and then can we see, let's say, more expansion of models, maybe even production eventually?
Forgetting the past, now that we have come in, there's a lot of actions. Like you look at the standards in 1 year, 5 models, I'm sure you wouldn't, if I have told you a year before how much we are looking at in a year 5 models to be available, you said, no, I wouldn't believe you, but that's how we have moved forward, and there's a lot of focus. India, maybe market is small, but the growth that is happening in India for premium cars and the luxury segment really pulls Lexus, and you will see a lot more actions over here. Today it's CBU, the market is being evolving, and our path, as I told you, the first 3 years of our prime focus is get best customer experiences, get my customer for life. Second, look at building the brand, then all other actions can start.
So what you're saying is maybe for the first 3 years, you will continue to be a CBU operation, focusing on building the brand and maybe a strong customer base, and taking a step-by-step approach, and then seeing how the volumes evolve before you commit to any assembly.
Yes, that's practically the way we will be looking at. We have been continuously learning in the market and evolving our strategies. So the current process is we want to see success with the CBU, get our customer experiences, build a base, then look at future opportunities as they come by.
But looking at the way the duty structure is, it severely penalizes CBUs, which puts you at a huge disadvantage. I mean, is this one of the biggest challenges you probably have, that the pricing could be a lot more competitive, but you have to overcome this?
See, the pluses and minuses, the challenges really comes in is the duty structure, in which that's why you see our products being priced at a premium compared to this thing. But with the hybrid and the profile of customers who look at Lexus in the different way and want to support right from the environment are the customers we are getting in, and surely this gives us the required numbers of customers we are looking at. And of course the added advantages will come in later when we look at the assembling or localization.
Right. So, just to press on this for one last moment on assembly and localization, what determines that? Is that a critical volume mass which you need, or is it something else? Is it the number of models, or is it the mix of models, or is it the technology? Sometimes hybrid is more difficult to localize. What determines what you will it takes to localize your products?
It's not one, like the many factors you talked about, the technology factor for it, the volume that needs to get generated, the total approach, how the government is going to view the future. All these factors decide in, and it will be slowly the path would be looked at. We will look at some model which can be looked at in the future for getting the product in the Indian market localized. Slowly that will be the path followed, and largely it will be a lot of discussions with the government. We want the government to support us in the hybrid. We are continuously going to them and explaining why they need to support. The earlier we get a lot of support, the process becomes faster.
And lastly, on the luxury car market, obviously it's a very small base, so a lot of growth, but you've got certain competitors like Mercedes who've really taken it by storm. Obviously, in terms of volumes, you will be much smaller. I just wanted your outlook on the luxury car segment, and is there scope to grow it, or is it become a case of you will have to be eating from each other's pie?
Thankfully, the Indian market is growing good. There's market for everybody. It's not that I need to go after competition or they need to come after me. The market is good, the expansion is growing. You saw the last year how the premium car segment or the luxury segment grew, and there is big opportunities. So the way India is growing and the GDP growth and the salary, the particular segment which buys in, the flow coming in, we find it very good, and there is enough opportunities for everybody. And for us particularly, just to add on, we have been leveraging a lot of our Lexus experiences of customers from the US and Middle East markets, which is a very positive thing for us, and also moving up our customers who are in the Fortuner and Innova segment moving up. So with these opportunities, frankly, we look at growing our volumes slowly but steadily is where we do it.
And to ask you on a personal level, you're spanning 2 brands now, the only person in the organization really doing that. I just want to ask you, how do you divide your time? Obviously, Toyota is the bulk of the business, but Lexus is a brand which needs to be grown and needs to be nurtured. How do you split your time between the two brands?
See, frankly, how I do it, I have my Lexus team specially requesting the time that they need, which is to a percentage. Then a lot of time goes into, but only thing what I see is clearly the wearing of the hat changes and the ROI and analysis changes. So my Lexus team feels it much more comfortable talking to me than my Toyota team.
Well, on that, wish you all the best. Obviously, you've got a lot on your plate, but I'm sure you'll be taking both brands to greater heights. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.